All right, Shalom. I want to start off, man, as always, by giving our praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha HaKodash, double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And also, I want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And as you can see, the name of this live show is going to be Riots, Chaos, and Rumors of Wars. We love to see it. And so in this lesson, man, I just wanted to cover a few videos here, all right, concerning riots and chaos and war being prepared in planet Earth, okay? Now, real quick, I just wanted to do a response unto this video that was done by the Fresh and Fit podcast. All right. Now, they actually did this live stream last night. Okay. That was live like 12 in the morning, right? 1 in the morning. And I actually saw this clip after I did my lesson, okay, around like 12 o'clock last night. And what really pulled me to this video was the title of their video. Okay. And as you can see here, the title of the video reads, UK riots, stock market crash, World War III and more with Scott Ritter and Solomon Ahmed. Okay. But the portion that caught my eyes was that it says UK riots, stock market crash, World War III. And I'm like, hold on, man. Their title, okay, seemed like a title that our brother would make, right? When going into, different clips, all right, into the different algorithms that brothers do, okay, the elder brothers do, and other brothers, okay, going into different clips, man, all right? So I'm like, hold on, man. Have these guys been watching the videos, Have they been lurking around, watching videos, man? Stealing brother titles, But whatever, man. All right, but those in here talking about current events, okay? And this is a good live show to watch. All right, I'm going to go back and watch it from the beginning, man. But they're talking about world events and things happening in the planet Earth, man, okay? And it's beautiful to see, right? It's beautiful to see people talking about these things and that the Lord has his prophecies activated and they're in full effect, man. All right, they're in full effect. It is hell all around the world, bro. I mean, everywhere you turn, it's hell, it's chaos, all right? It's rumors of wars. And we love to see it, man, because these things are going to lead ultimately to the downfall of this system, of this man empire, okay? Now, I have a few videos here lined up, okay? First video I wanted to do was a response to, well, not a response pretty much, but just play this video here from Jason A page. All right. As you can see, it says the scary truth about the UK riots. All right. And which I spoke about these riots last night, I believe, or maybe the other day. I forget. But it's a lot going on. Okay. You got riots in the UK. Okay, you got protests going on inside of Nigeria right now. It's all hell breaking loose inside of Nigeria. Over in Bangladesh, it's protests, riots, chaos in Bangladesh right now. Okay, in Venezuela, well, this is a rally inside of Miami, but in actual Venezuela, is riots going on, bro. Like these things are happening simultaneously. Okay, they're all happening at the same time. These are polycrisis, as those devils at the WEF spoke about. They spoke about polycrisis, man. And we're seeing it happening right before our eyes, bro. And it's a beautiful thing to see. So let's get into some of these videos here, man. And of course, you know, gonna get into some precepts here, all right? But this is the first video here. This is fair use YouTube, so please don't strike my page, man. But here we go.
One of the tweets that Elon Musk put out was that civil war was inevitable. Everyone is shocked by the scenes that we've seen.
For more than a week, riots breaking out in city after city, cars torched in northeast England, fires raging in Belfast in Northern Ireland. This hotel, used to house asylum seekers, set ablaze.
Well, next to the United Kingdom, where far-right rhetoric has fueled the flame of racial hatred, triggering riots across the country. Mosques have been attacked, hotels housing asylum seekers damaged and broken into, and police have been targeted with petrol bombs. The source of it all is a tragic stabbing that saw 3 young girls killed last month. As the community was still grieving, misinformation began to spread on social media, claiming that the suspect was a Muslim refugee. The suspect currently is in custody, was born in Wales to Rwandan parents.
Muslim people, we're not terrorists. That's how I feel like. I feel like we're being threatened. It's not safe.
Amid the chaos, counter-protesters pushing back. Why is this happening? The immediate trigger, the murder last week of 3 young girls in a horrific stabbing spree. In the hours after, far-right provocateurs posted disinformation on social media, claiming the suspect was an immigrant in the UK illegally. It went viral, but it wasn't true. Authorities say the suspect is a 17-year-old born in the UK.
And social media clearly put rocket boosters under some of the organisation, the inflaming of tensions, and also the misinformation.
But actually, like you said, there was a second.
And real quick, man, they're going to use situations like this, all right, with the misinformation, disinformation situation, so-called. They're going to use situations like this to justify them regulating the internet, all right? Controlling free speech. And pretty much in the UK, they don't have free speech. People have went to jail for what they have said on Twitter and Facebook, right? It's serious over there, man. But this is an excuse, okay? This is an excuse to further bring that MOTB system and brain control, all right? But it's violence everywhere, okay? Hey, Shalom, how about Shem Shepherd Kathar? Brother put Matthew 24, verse 8. Let's grab it real quick, brother. I'll grab it. Matthew 24 and 8. Yes, sir. It's time, man. It is time. Here we go. Matthew 24, 8 verse, right? It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? That's where we're at, man. These are the beginning of sorrows. These are the things that the Lord have said in his words, okay? Prophets wrote it down. And we have these scriptures today, man, and break them down to see that, hey, look, these things been spoken about, all right? The beginning of sorrows. So here we go.
Second story to this, which is this didn't happen in isolation. How did community relations break down to such an extent that we saw this effectively unrelated from what we know so far issue? And it's because of the decades-long protests by people in this country that are saying, listen, mass immigration is a massive issue. The lack of integration is a massive issue. Multiculturalism has failed. You cannot have people coming into this country without integrating. You cannot have people living parallel lives and effectively being allowed to do so by the liberal elite that have run this country since 1997, basically.
The street battle seen here in Plymouth yesterday could be replicated in other towns and cities tomorrow night. Police are aware of 30 planned gatherings and are braced for a big day of disorder.
2 opposing protests in Plymouth started out peacefully before vocal clashes between the anti-racism and anti-immigration groups.
South Yorkshire police say this is the worst disorder they've ever dealt with. Sunday's attack on a hotel housing asylum seekers in Rotherham has been described as an act of terrorism by the police's former head of counter-terrorism.
In Birmingham on Monday, Muslims did take matters into their own hands. Some carried weapons amid rumours the far right were coming. The police now under pressure to explain why they didn't do anything to stop people who were clearly armed.
As the latest disorder unfolded, the Prime Minister criticised the owner of X, Elon Musk, who posted that civil war is inevitable in the UK.
The sort of war of words that's really emerged between the Prime Minister and the CEO of X, Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world. And Elon Musk highlighted a post by the far-right activist Stephen Yaxley-Lennon, also known as Tommy Robinson, to his 193 million followers. And then separately, in response to another post about the riots, Elon Musk posted, "Civil war is inevitable in the UK." And the Prime Minister's spokesperson we heard from yesterday criticising that comment, saying there is no justification for comments like that. But then Elon Musk followed it up, directly criticising the Prime Minister, who said last night that he would not tolerate attacks on Muslim communities. And in response to that, Elon Musk posted, "Shouldn't you be concerned about attacks on all communities?"
It was kind of terrifying. Hundreds of people moved up the Hoe Park onto the kind of the promenade and the memorial area. 10 minutes after that, there was a strong police presence kind of dissipating them after they'd set fires and things. And then there was a huge group of rioters outside our front door, kind of smashing things.
And so while this act of vandalism and these riots by these thugs, as you rightly said, is horrible, it didn't happen in a vacuum. And now we have this uncomfortable conversation that we have to have, which is what has happened to this country? What has happened to community relations? How has multiculturalism failed? And how can we bring this country back together? Because I fear that if something doesn't happen, this will only be the beginning.
Right.
Brilliantly summed up, Esther. I must say, you mentioned
it is
a big day of disorder.
It is. It's on the beginning. The beginning of sorrows, right? As your brother had, posted. The beginning of sorrows, man. We're here, okay? We're here, man. Ain't no turning back. The closer we get to the end, the more we're going to see these things, man. All right? Now, going to my next video, okay, from We On News, it says protesters ignore Nigerian President Tinubu's plea of ending bloodshed. All right? So over in Africa, right, in Nigeria, it's going down. So let's watch a little bit of this here. I'm not going to play the whole thing because I have more videos, man. But let's watch this here so that you can see that over in Nigeria is going down as well.
Nigerians in Lagos and Abuja took to the streets again to continue the economic hardship protests, despite President Tinubu's plea for suspension of the demonstration. The protest tagged Days of Rage are mainly against Nigeria's worst cost of living crisis in a generation and accusations of misgovernment and corruption in Africa's most populous country and a top oil producer, where public officials' huge earnings contrast high poverty and hunger levels. Here's a report by our correspondent Louisa Olaniyi from Lagos.
President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms that have caused rampant inflation had come to a head in Nigeria. Angered by the president's handling of the economy, thousands thronged the streets of Abuja and Lagos. The police were waiting for them, lobbing tear gas canisters. Some officers even shot at the protesters. Dozens were killed. Then the fury turned towards the police officers who were accused of extrajudicial murders. The president eventually had to give in and call for restraint.
Suspend any further protest and create room for dialogue, which I have always acceded to at the slightest opportunity. Nigeria requires all hands on deck and need us all, regardless of age, party, tribe, religion, or other divides.
However, that was not enough to stop the protesters. Just hours after the president's address, the protesters were back on the streets across both cities with the same vengeance and demands, and in bigger numbers.
Let him reduce price. The cost of living is too high. Let him do the right thing. Tinubu, we never hear you say anything where they better. Show me the yummy Oga. Oga, do normal. You've not said anything.
Yeah, they're crazy over there, bro. They're crazy, man. You got Ham mixed with Jake over there, bro. But a lot of them are Jakes, man. Okay, over inside of Nigeria. Okay, and they pissed, bro. They're pissed. They're tired. They're hungry. Okay, they're tired, man. They take them to the streets. All right, they're tearing stuff up, man. They're angry at the government, right? This is second age of 15. Rising up against the government, right? Protesting. You see these people inside of riot gear. Same thing in the UK, they had riot gear, man. But in Nigeria, some of them got put to death, all right? The same as I'm going to show you inside of Bangladesh. A lot of them got put to death, man. And it's going to get to that point inside of these so-called civilized countries, right? Like the UK and Babylon the Great, right? These Western countries. Eventually, it's going to lead to bloodshed, man. To where these riot troops are going to have to use deadly force to try to so-called gain some control. And that's when you're going to know that things are going to just tip off and get crazy, bro. Because once they start unaliving people in the UK, especially here in Babylon the Great, people really going to riot then, really tear things up then. Once Edomites start getting unalived, bro, you better know that people are going to take it to another level. Esau going to lose his mind. Okay? So here we go.
Anything that will help us, that will rather suit us. So therefore, we are not going to stop this protest. We'll keep protesting till you do the right thing. That's not our president. He has not spoken. If he's our president, he knows what to say. Do you understand? I don't want to believe, and why you believe saying that AI, maybe we Nigeria president now address us. Because you don't feel they address hunger, you don't mention hunger for months. 7 minutes speech that don't want to pay me inside, you don't mention hunger. You don't talk about hunger. You have like saying, no, what will they protest? But I think say that so we get time to play. I don't even know. Or maybe he lacks.
Yeah, she got an attitude. She got an attitude. All right. Oh, man. But I'm moving on here. All right, for time's sake. Moving on here. This is from First Post. All right. This is in Bangladesh. Okay. It's going down. So I'll play a small portion here of this video. This is in Bangladesh, man. It's hell everywhere, right? It says, Sheikh Hasina exit in Bangladesh sparks chaos, uncertainty, right? It's going down.
We continue to track the latest from Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina is no longer in power. Bangladesh is under military rule. It's a country in flux. The violence has subsided, but tension still lingers in the air. The situation is precarious. The international airport in Dhaka was shut yesterday. Multiple airlines had cancelled flights. By this evening, some carriers resumed flying to Dhaka, but not everyone is free to leave. 2 former ministers were detained at the airport. They served under Sheikh Hasina. They were trying to leave the country. They could not. Meanwhile, in Dhaka, the police and army are still patrolling the streets. Yesterday was the deadliest day of the protest. More than 100 people were killed in a single day. This was despite Sheikh Hasina's decision to step down. The right.
Damn, they killed 100 people. They killed 100 people in one day. Hey, bro, it's real over there, man. It is real. 100 people in one day. And she mentioned at the beginning of the video how that country right now is under military rule. So it's martial law. And they're really unaliving people, bro. This is serious. This is serious, man. All right, I'll put a little bit more here.
Fighting continued even after her resignation. So who were the victims and who were the perpetrators? Well, it's not clear yet. All that we can say for sure is this. There was major loss of life in public property. And what caused so much damage? Local media says it was a combination of police firing, mob violence, and arson. There was widespread destruction. Clearly, the police and army failed to control the mob. The protesters stormed the parliament building. They set several police stations on fire. They also targeted multiple offices of the Awami League. That is the party of Sheikh Hasina, the Awami League. A mob torched a hotel yesterday in the Jessore district. It was owned by a leader of the Awami League. 24 people were burnt alive there. 24 people. Even important landmarks have not been spared, like the Bangabandhu Museum in Dhaka. It was set on fire by the mob. The museum was dedicated to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He was Sheikh Hasina's father, the man who liberated Bangladesh, the country's founding father. Yesterday, he became a target for the angry mobs. At several locations across the country, statues of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman were vandalized. Many were even taken down. These are some of the most powerful images from Bangladesh. When a revered founding father is treated as a public enemy, it tells you how much has changed. Protesters were celebrating Sheikh Hasina's exit, but this celebration turned into vandalism and led to violence. Even the Prime Minister's official residence...
Nigga, stop acing food. And protest got them hungry, man. My mom got something to eat, got some chicken. Got that goop scoop. Oh, man, this shit crazy, bro. But hey, it's prophecy, man. It's going down everywhere, okay? It's going down everywhere, man. In the UK, in Nigeria, here inside of Bangladesh. Next video, okay? It says NBC News, Venezuelans rally in Miami to protest Maduro's election claims. All right, so it's hell happening in Venezuela. And these Venezuelans who are in America, they're protesting, okay? But inside of Venezuela, they're protesting, okay? It's serious, man. So I want to play a little bit of this video here, and then I'll move on, all right? So here we go.
Calls for freedom. The crowd condemning longtime Venezuelan socialist president Nicolas Maduro after he said he beat opponent Edmundo Gonzalez in Sunday's election. The U.S. government announcing Friday it recognizes Gonzalez as the president-elect.
We're standing for our fellow Venezuelans back there, go down there, because we know they are struggling. They're fighting for their lives. They're fighting to defend liberty and democracy and to defend the results of the election the past 28th of July.
Many saying this day was emotional. to see so much support in South Florida.
That means that we are all united, and being here, it's a symbol, of going against them, and I think this is the right thing to do.
It's a mix of feeling. You are happy because you see the end of a process, but it's very sad, all the moments that many people are having.
Local leaders showing their support as well, including Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava, Miami City Commissioner Joe Carollo, and Doral Mayor Christy Fraga.
It's really, really, really a congregation that I hope that we see all around the world, that we show to the world that it was a fraud and Venezuela deserves freedom.
As many are hopeful they can go back to their home country again soon.
But right now, we just want to go back. If you ask a regular Venezuelan, he's going to tell you that he wants Maduro to leave because we want to go back to our country. And as soon as we remove Nicolas Maduro, you're going to witness all Venezuelans going back to our country, because we never want to leave.
If everything goes right the way it should be, I will be there soon.
Reporting in Miami, Bree Buckley, NBC6 News.
Right, man. So
thanks for watching. Stay updated about break.
That was it for the portion of the riots and chaos portion, man. All right. But as I was going into earlier, Venezuela, Bangladesh, over in Nigeria, and then in the UK. This is all happening at the same time, man. Okay, at the same time. Chaos, riots, okay? You know the Most High God working, man. This is the Most High God working. He's making good on his word, all right? So going here real quick to 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, right? And how do we measure the time? We measure the time by taking events from the world and lining them up with the Holy Scriptures. That's how we measure it, okay? To see where are we, okay? Where are we in prophecy? How close are we to the end, right? It says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, okay? The Lord just told us look for the parts. You ain't got to see the whole thing come to pass just yet, but part of what he said, right? All we got to do is just see that to know that, hey, look, bro, the Most High is working, okay? We're seeing parts of the signs come to pass. We are seeing the push of the MOTB and the MOTB system. We're seeing riots, right? Chaos. We're seeing plagues, earthquakes, right? Rumors of wars. All this stuff is happening at the same time, man. So you know the Most High God is working, right? It says, when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So all the things that we're seeing is a result of the highest visiting the world, okay? It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we're seeing, okay, live happening right now, okay, uproars of the people in the world, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So in prophecy, we can find these things being spoken about, and we're seeing it happening right now. It says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Okay, this is where we're at. We're at the end of this man's system. Okay, the end of wickedness, the end of the heathen rulership, man, the end of our captivity. We're here. All right. And the signs that are taking place on the planet Earth is evident of that. Okay? So now, moving on to my last two videos, I agree to close out here. This is from We On News. I'm only going to play a small portion of this, and then I have another video from We On News. Well, I'll just play this one here for time's sake, man. You know, I don't want to be all night. So I'll play this one here, you know, kind of short, only 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes. It says, Iran gets Russia's help and conflict with U.S. Israel. Okay? And if you've been, you know, paying attention to the news, man, you know that they unalived a leader of Hamas deep inside of Iranian territory. Okay? So now Iran is getting ready to make a response, as they're saying in the news, to what happened. Okay? And so now Russia is openly backing the Persians. Okay? The Iranians are the Persians in the scriptures, right? This is who Cyrus the Great came from. He's a Persian, right? So I want to play this here, man. Then I grab a precept and close out. Got a little, all right, there we go.
We now shift our focus to a significant meeting in Iran that has the potential to reshape the geopolitical landscape and global security in West Asia. On Monday, senior leaders of Iran and Russia convened in Tehran amidst the backdrop of Iran contemplating its options for retaliatory attacks against Israel. As per reports, Sergei Shoigu, the Secretary of Russia's Security Council, met with Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian and top security officials. The Iranian president allegedly conveyed to Shoigu, an ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, that Iran desires to strengthen its ties with Moscow, its key strategic partner. Iranian media reported that the country had asked for advanced radars and air defense systems from Russia as it braces for a possible war with Israel. According to a New York Times report, Iran's request has been accepted and Russia has started the process of delivering this equipment. Iranian state television broadcast footage of Shoigu and Iranian Army Chief Major General Mohammad Bagheri greeting each other and holding one-on-one meetings before joining a larger conference with Russian delegates and Iranian military officials. According to Iran's state media, Shoigu stated that Russia is ready for full cooperation with Iran on regional issues, while General Bagheri described the relationship between their nations as deep, long-term and strategic, which will further expand under Iran's new government. Russia has strengthened its ties with Iran since the onset of its war with Ukraine and is reportedly preparing to sign a wide-ranging cooperation agreement with them. As per reports, earlier this year, Iran provided Russia with a large number of surface-to-surface ballistic missiles. In Washington, State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller addressed Shoigu's talks in Tehran, expressing skepticism about Russia playing a constructive role in easing tensions in West Asia. Miller mentioned that Washington had been sending messages through diplomatic channels urging countries to advise Iran against escalation in West Asia. Despite Russia's economic and cultural ties to Israel, policy analysts said that Russia cannot afford to deny Iran's request due to its reliance on Iranian drones in Ukraine. Iranian state media reported that Pezeshkian emphasized Russia's support for Iran during difficult times, highlighting their shared goal of promoting a multipolar world for greater global security and peace. Russia has condemned the killing of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh and called for restraint to prevent a wider regional war in the Middle East. Iran, on the other hand, has vowed to punish Israel. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has ordered a direct strike on Israel, although Israel is yet to claim responsibility for the assassination. Khamenei's order came just hours after Haniyeh was killed in an explosion at a guest house in Tehran while visiting Iran for the new president's inauguration last week. As per reports, American and Israeli officials anticipate a coordinated attack on Israel by Iran and its regional allies known as the Axis of Resistance, which includes Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen. According to a report by the American news website Axios, U.S. intelligence expects a scenario involving two waves of attacks on Israel, with one wave from Iran, the other from Hezbollah. The report further stated that during a White House meeting with President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, and the National Security Team, intelligence indicated that Iran and Hezbollah remain uncertain about their precise plans, describing their response as a work in progress. As tensions mount, we must also ask, is Iran using Russia as a shield for possible de-escalation? Historically, Iran has often opted for a restrained...
Is Iran using Russia as a shield? Keep that in mind.
eye for an eye approach rather than outright escalation. As per reports, even the missile and drone attacks carried out by Iran in April following an attack by Israel on its embassy in Syria were preceded by warnings to neighboring countries, allowing Israel and its allies time to prepare, thereby reducing the impact of the attacks. This strategy allowed Iran to appease its public while enabling Israel to thwart the attacks, a win-win for both countries. As per experts, Iran may be leveraging its ties with Russia and the newly acquired military equipment as bargaining chips in potential peace talks with Israel and the United States, potentially avoiding further escalation. The meeting between Iran and Russia and Tehran marks a significant shift in West Asia's geopolitical landscape. With Iran receiving advanced military equipment from Russia, the potential for escalation in the region increases. Whether Iran uses its alliance with Russia as a shield to de-escalate tensions with Israel, or this alliance further deteriorates the already volatile dynamics of West Asia, we don't know. The coming days will be critical in seeing how the situation unfolds. For latest news, download the WION app.
Okay. Well, Miss New Anchor, we know what's going to happen. It's going to lead to war, right? It's going to lead to the fulfillment of Ezekiel 38. Okay? We're here. Ain't no turning back, player. Ain't no turning back. What you just witnessed, you're seeing Ezekiel 38, man. Right before your eyes. Whether you believe it or not, whether you understand it or not, it's happening. Okay? It's happening. So I want to read a few of these verses here, man, to not close out. So going here, Ezekiel 38, verse 1, it says, "And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, right? The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right? And if you look up the word Russia in the Hebrew, which is a Hebrew word, right? The word is Ra'ashar, okay? Chief or head, prince, okay? Ra'ash is head or chief, and Shar is prince. Russia, okay? Of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus said the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. So the Lord is going to bring the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, right, Gog. He's going to bring their military down to the Middle East, man, okay? Valley of Jehoshaphat. And it's going to go down, right? It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, okay? As I was saying earlier, Persia is talking about Iran. They changed their name from Persia to Iran in 1935. Okay, you can do the research on that. That's when it happened. All right? But they are the Persians. Okay? Ethiopia, right? All of these nations got ties with Russia, man. Okay? These nations have joined BRICS, right? Or they're putting in a petition to join BRICS. But we know that Iran They joined BRICS January 1st of this year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Also Ethiopia, right? Libya, all of them, right? It says Gomar and all of his bands, the house of Togomar, the North Quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. Right? She said that Iran is using Russia as a shield against America and the small hats, right? That's prophecy. They will be a guard or a shield unto them. And it's all going to lead to war, man. Okay? That situation in the Middle East is not going to de-escalate, right? Even if they try to lie like it is, it's not. Ain't no turning back, player. Okay? Ain't no turning back, man. It's going to get serious. All right? It's going to get serious, man. So, with that, we're going to close out, man. Lord Williams edifying. All praise Yahweh by Shem Shai, by Shem Chakadash. Just wanted to share the information, man. Shalom.